Welcome back to Let's Play Diablo 3 for the Xbox One. So we're playing the console version, of course, a little bit different from the PC version, but still the same old Diablo that we know and love, just updated for the next gen, that's for sure. I'm RJ, joining up with Justino.
Hey, what's up?
And Retro Brett.
Gotta kick some ass.
Retro Brett, we are fighting our way through the cathedral. We have a boss upcoming. What do you think about this dungeon here in the game?
I think this is a very cool dungeon. That eerie green, light-ish stuff.
Yeah, the design on it's great. And I was gonna ask you previously, Brett, what you thought about it in comparison to the dungeons in like D2 and D1.
It seems, from my point of view, it seems pretty similar.
Well, it is, but obviously with much better detail and much better graphics, obviously. But Diablo 2 was a great game, and it's always going to hold a special place in my heart because it's such a huge, expansive game.
It is.
Not just with the levels, but with what you can do with your character.
There's a lot of things that'll be going on with the storyline here. Definitely can't wait to compare the storyline itself with the other Diablo games. Oh, here is the Skeleton King. But there's not a whole lot we can talk about the story as of right now. We're trying to investigate this fallen star that just so happened to crash right into the cathedral.
Yeah.
That seems to be the point of our main character. Is they're wanting to investigate the fallen star. That's why they first came to New Tristram, and that seems to be the main idea for all of the characters, no matter who you choose.
Hit the pillars.
Blow 'em up. Retro Brett, I've been playing through as a wizard who's been pretty cocky. Are all the characters like that?
No, I'd say he's pretty damn cocky.
Okay, so I figured that was pretty much something that every one of the how do you say, the Nephilim characters?
Yeah.
I figured they would all be cocky. So it's mainly just a wizard thing, and they all have their own characteristics.
Yeah, it's pretty much just the wizard thing.
Interesting.
I actually had been meaning to Google Nephilim. Maybe Wikipedia has some information on it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course it does.
But I actually haven't done it yet. But
Perhaps you can edit it yourself when you go there.
maybe.
Let's go back this way. That's at that end.
Let's go this way.
So now I'm using the two-handed weapon for the first time with the monk. Pretty cool. Looks like we have this special ability which makes us faster right now. You have those blur effects, kind of Sonic the Hedgehog-esque.
Yeah, it's
This
very
place
fast.
is a backwater filled with serfs and an
And
ancient broken
I have a new ability now where if I press the Y button, it'll give me this dash technique, which is pretty cool. Oh boy, look who we have here. We have finally made it.
Wait, how are we supposed to get across when he destroyed the bridge there?
Well, it appears as if there's a side route here. Let's try that.
Final showdown.
Another thing that seems to be the case here with this game is I don't think it has randomly generated dungeons. I've still not searched this for sure, but they seem to be about the same, or at least all of these set pieces. I'm not sure if maybe the dungeon themselves are randomly generated for what it's worth, but that would be weird if they didn't keep that around. You know,
The first two were like that. That was
a big
their
gimmick.
thing.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I don't think this game has it.
I think that's okay because Blizzard was probably trying to enhance the playability of it, to play it over and over that many times. So that's probably why they had to do it. Here, I don't think this is necessary.
Here we have the Diablo's first boss here. Of course, Diablo 3, the Skeleton King. What do we have here, Retro Brett? What are we facing?
The Skeleton King. You just said it. He looks similar to Diablo 1, but obviously much more detailed and a lot cooler, and a much better setting. I mean, I don't know how many times we can say this, but the graphics in this game
I think it's
much better than Diablo 1.
Yeah, a lot of it is the character design itself. Yes, the Diablo 1 I think was released on like the original PlayStation or so,
Oh boy.
graphics are quite a bit more enhanced here. Man, the Skeleton King's taking quite the beating here. I'm using my strongest attack on him, and he's taking it pretty good.
Yeah, they're making him pretty difficult, and he seems to be following me everywhere with a teleport.
Yeah, he tends to teleport right on you at the most inconvenient time. But,
it's just one of those slow kills with a lot of these bosses. It's not that they're going to kill you per se, it's just their life is so much, and our attack is so little at this point, it's just going to take a while. This is with 3 people, so it is a little harder, I'm sure.
With my single player playthrough, I mean, I was destroying these bosses almost instantly. The wizard has this special ability where he turns into like a celestial being, which is even more powerful, and he completely killed everything in his sight when we went into that mode. This is slower. I'm sure a lot of it has to do with the fact that there's 3 of us. But the Skeleton King can't be feeling too good right now. All 3 of us are giving it all we got
right now. So. Is that me that's causing him to catch on fire? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Who knows?
Yeah, because every time I do my attack, it catches on fire. So I guess
Almost got him here. Yeah, my beef with the Skeleton King design is that he's not big enough. Look how big the screen is. I think you need to add another like 2 inches to his height and make him way more monstrous.
Yeah, I think they did that maybe because they kind of wanted to lead up to some of the other
bigger,
bosses. And there is one boss that's really big that we'll get to. But perhaps some of the other bosses, you can have that same complaint here, Justin. So we'll definitely be talking about that as we continue through the storyline. We'll break down every boss. So we have finished off the Skeleton King once and for all. I gotta say, a pretty cool first boss. Didn't seem to have a ton going on there. No. Perhaps should have had more of a move set. But needless to say, we vanquished him. And we have finally found the source of the fallen star. There's an exclamation point down there. Is that?
So it was you who fell here and
person?
caused this chaos. And yet I know that you are not evil.
Who is the stranger?
Well, what you were saying there, RJ. What I like about Diablo 3 is...
Who are you?
Or what I like about Diablo 3 is you can... There's usually about 3 super unique bosses in each act.
Yeah.
So you can get a lot of loot and a lot of experience through that.
The darkness is coming.
That's really cool.
Must.
We just got the first one in Act 1.
He will help.
I think there's a couple more.
Now, we have the stranger here.
We can't leave until he leaves, so... He walks pretty slow, so we gotta wait.
Hurry up,
well,
man.
Who is this character?
Move, bitch! Get out the way.
I think you're kind of overlooking him here a little bit, Retro Brett. We have a man that fell from the heavens
Get up,
via
up,
a shooting
off.
star, and
Walk
you
it
are
off.
not even mentioning it.
Rub some dirt on it.
I thought this was pretty interesting. I mean, I fully expected it to possibly be a rare item or something. Instead, it is a human.
It's a man.
Definitely
It's a
threw
It's a
me
man,
off.
man.
Interesting.
I was kind of wondering what is in the damn star. Like, is it bringing something to Earth, like alien life form? Or
Maybe it's the cosmic key.
the next, spirit of Satan. Who knows?
Who knows?
Let's see what we have here. Deckard Cain,
Founded this man.
what do you think? We have vanquished the Skeleton King.
No
What say
man
you?
could survive such a thing. Who are you? What are you?
A warrior, I think. I came.
It's interesting how they know right away this is not an enemy. They know, of course, he is a good guy.
He seems friendly, and as this scene went on when I first played the game, I kind of got the hint. If you've played Diablo 2, you might have a good guess of who this guy is.
Stranger, every detail.
He looks kind of familiar. I don't know.
Fire.
His
I need a
voice
little more
a
hints.
little similar.
It was
It rings a
out
bell.
of me, but it shattered into 3 pieces as I fell.
It is
Well, that's
vital that we
ominous.
find
3
those
pieces.
So he was
Huh?
bringing
I
a
believe
special
the
sword
made whole will restore your
to
memory.
Tristram here,
The goatmen are
and it
rampaging
broke
through
into
the
3
fields.
pieces. So
Could
guess
the
what?
sword
We
have
get to go
anything to
find
do
all
with
3
that?
pieces.
Of course, of course.
Ominous.
Just as the dead rose around the stranger, the sword pieces drove the goatmen to madness.
I thought they were already
Goat.
mad.
The goatman.
They don't need a sword for that, but I will search their fields.
All right, time to go search some fields. Onward.
Fields of goatmen.
We do have some items on us, so let's go ahead and sell them before we head out.
My good.
Here we are back in the cemetery of the Forsaken as we continue on. Apparently this gate will now open up and we can check out the Fields of Misery.
Ooh, a bridge. The water looks pretty good.
Graphics are amazing.
I feel like going for a swim. Unfortunately, I can't.
Too bad there is no swimming. I feel like that would have been a pretty cool thing to do in this game. Maybe one of the acts that they add will add swimming, or at least a water area, as that's something the game was lacking. I thought perhaps there would be an Atlantis-like area, something like that. Now that I've seen all the areas up, of course, up to Act 5, that's not the case.
Yeah. And I can't really recall any really water-like areas in D2. There was a swamp in Act 3 that was kind of your home base for a while.
Yeah, with the little people.
This is pretty swampy.
And so that was kind of cool, but it was basically just a dock. So you didn't really have a lot to explore.
Oh, the city there.
Yep.
But we were all talking a little bit about the stash in this game, and the good thing and the bad thing about the stash in this game is it's good that account bound, whereas in Diablo 2 it was character bound or character based, whereas if you found a cool item that you wanted on another character, you would have to transfer it over to that other character, whereas in this game the account is, or the character stash is account bound, where it's used by all your characters.
Exactly. That's a great mechanism, because on D2 we used to have to create a new game, and hopefully your friend was online to help you do this, by the way, to help move items between characters.
It was very dangerous.
It was very dangerous. I lost a lot of good items that way.
Do it yourself, yeah.
You had to open a game and leave it open for a couple minutes, and then it would stay open for a few minutes on the listing. Then you'd have to change characters real quick, sign back in, and then hopefully the game's still there, and hopefully someone's helping you out. Otherwise, you would lose a lot of good loot. But that was the only way to do it, Brett, and it was pretty tough.
But on the other hand, you could have a lot more items because your stash was character bound in that one than you can in this one. Yeah, you could hold a lot more items on Diablo.
And it's a different setup as well within the stash, because there was like a grid, and you could only fill up certain, each item took up a certain amount of spaces in the grid, and then once you filled it up, you couldn't really do anything. So in this one, it's by item, and it's just a slot where the item goes.
What? Who's this?
Here we have Magda.
Seems like a very important character here.
Pretty cool looking character, for sure.
Potential boss or something?
That music that she does is kind of cool. That little chime.
Yeah.
I think it signals something. That bad guys are coming or something. I'm not sure.
I will grab the glowing sword shard.
Alright.
And that's pretty much it for this dungeon. Let's continue. I think there's going to be an exit up here, or at least, of course, one of those pillars that'll take us to an exit.
I think the exit is down here to our right. But I mean, it's such a short dungeon that you can just go back the way you came.
Yes. Let's head back to the Fields of Misery. What else is there to find, as we have to find the different pieces of the sword?
You have to talk to Cain first.
Interesting. So here's some new characters for us to destroy. Some new enemies. These enemies definitely gave me a Lord of the Rings feel, specifically in this area of the map, because not only do you have these guys here, but you also have some tree creatures that will kind of, it's basically one of those trees that you see there, but they come alive and start to attack you.
Yeah, they're very Ent-like. Now, the Ents were our friends in Lord of the Rings, but those were really cool characters, definitely an homage to Lord of the Rings. Also, you have these, pterodactyl demons coming at you. And of course, the man-eating plants. Can never go wrong with the man-eating plant.
Love man-eating plants. So underutilized. A bone pile.
We have to go back to town.
Do we have to go talk to, so we're going to have to go talk to, oh, here's one of the trees.
Evil Ent.
I will take us away. Oh, okay, we made it. Let's go talk to Deckard. He's probably going to tell us something, and then we'll have to go right back.
Also seek the sword.
Uncle Deckard, you sound like those dark cultists you told me about.
Very good,
Very
Leah.
good.
You have been paying attention. Stranger, does any
I
of
kind of
this
miss the
jar
old
your
characters
memory?
from Diablo 1 being
I
in
have
town.
no
you know,
memory of this coven.
the
I sense a
blacksmith
far
Griswold.
darker shadow guiding its hand.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, what can I do for you? I've heard that a billion
Magda
times.
knows
Yeah,
where
it's,
the next piece
I also
is,
found
but
it
her
kind of
words
strange,
are
like
a
when you
riddle. She
got the
said
Anvil,
it fell
Anvil of
where
Fury.
only
He's like,
ancients may
always a
find.
pleasure to see one of my
That
best
makes me think of the
customers.
drowned
Yeah.
I'm
temple
like,
near the festering
I'm your
woods.
only
I
customer.
remember you telling me about it, Uncle.
Exactly, Leah. The temple was
Leah,
home
very
to the
curious. Of course, Deckard has been trying to teach her all of this knowledge about, I guess, the Devil's Uprising or something here.
The Nephilim were
Ancient knowledge,
humans with
and
fantastic
she seems to be
powers.
taking
Legend
on to
told
it.
us that they
So
waged
there,
a terrible
Brett,
battle
is your
in the temple,
Wikipedia
and that
explanation
their
about
ghosts
the
still war
Nephilim.
with one another.
Ancient
Oh.
humans with fantastic powers.
That didn't really tell me very
Who would
much.
have known?
Unfortunately, there's not a lot of backstory for our main characters at all. They pretty much just come out of nowhere in search of the fallen star. So you're pretty much just some random human who turns out to be a complete destroyer who's able to kill, I guess, creatures from other realms. Not bad for just a random
I
character.
hope I never do.
I feel like Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 had a little bit more backstory.
Now,
I
what was
don't know why you say that.
what was the Diablo 2 character?
All right. So yeah, in Diablo 1, the first several times I played it, I played the. We have to go this way. I played the warrior.
After much
because,
searching,
you
I
know,
found a
I like melee
promising
combat
lead.
and
A
everything.
family near New
But then
Tristram
I found
has
the
obtained
rogue,
a valuable relic,
and I was like,
and
man,
poor
dude,
fools that
this
they
chick
are, they
kicks
have
ass
the
because
You there,
the ranged
please help.
combat
They're
is
going
where
to
it's
kill
at.
my friend.
Yep.
Especially in the hell levels with those succubuses. They keep running from you, and it's torture with a warrior
What
trying
do
to
they
run
want
around
with
trying to
your
get
friend?
them all.
That's a great point.
She's just a
So,
farmer's
what about the backstory?
sorcerer, but she has
Um,
a relic that the thieves are
Well, I don't remember the backstory a whole lot, but in the manuals there were several pages of backstory, just random crap that people made up. Like, you know, these are from Westmarch and blah blah blah. They're ancient people. Just
Yeah,
some
they-
bullshit.
Release
It
the
did
gun.
a good
The
job,
relic
the manual
belongs to
of
her.
giving you the backstory.
You actually
Unfortunately, they
believe
don't
this
really do
scoundrel
it here, do they? They're
Fine.
not providing much.
Not at all.
It's kind of just like you're the chosen ones, and you show up where you need to be right at the right time. And
Yeah, like I was saying, the only story they have really is that these guys are interested in the fallen star, and they're coming to examine that, which is, I guess a good reason to do so, to come into town. But, no backstory, we don't know where they're from or whatever. And considering the things that they end up doing in this game,
yeah,
you'd think they would put more of a backstory. Now, is there any backstory for the Diablo 2 main characters that you remember, Retro Brett?
I don't remember the story, but I do remember. Yes, there were. Same thing as in Diablo 1. There were several pages of
My strength has increased.
pages of backstory.
So perhaps there is some backstory written somewhere. I'm sure there is some Diablo 3 lore written down somewhere on the internet.
yeah. It's really like a whole Diablo universe worthy of having its own encyclopedia of all the characters, the locations, and all the mythology behind everything that's going on.
Perhaps like books like Star Wars.
Like I was gonna say, the Star
Halo.
Wars dictionary. Exactly.
I don't know why. It doesn't really matter about the gameplay, but that always.
You wish
The
to
characters
do
have
it.
backstory, and even just a little bit, it makes me want to play the game that much more.
Oh, I love backstory in games. Even going to Super Mario Galaxy, where you have, of course, Princess Peach never had any backstory whatsoever. Then they introduce Rosalina, a character that all of a sudden they decide to give a ton of backstory. I love that. So I'm always an advocate of backstory. I want to know where these characters are from and what their motivation is. Something a little bit lacking in this game as far as right off the bat, but once you're into the story, it's pretty cool. At least it was from the wizard standpoint, the playthrough that I've done so far. The scoundrel, I don't think we can take people in our party because we're already, of course, multiple character party here. We got 3 of us. All right, let's talk to this character. This is going to be an epic area that we're going to be coming to pretty soon. Now we have to find, I think it's like 2 orbs or something to unlock this temple. Oh, let's stay
Why
down
does
here.
someone keep going up there?
I'm just checking out how the lighting is changing on the runes there. It looks really cool. I'm very impressed by the design of this area.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. This is definitely one of the areas that really shows off how good the graphics are. Here we have Alaric.
So now we can kind of understand a little bit as to why it took them so long to develop this game.
Just, you think, because of all the detailing?
Yeah, it still took them way too long. I think it was 11, 12 years between the release of Diablo 2 and Diablo 3.
Yeah, it was a long time, but I will give them a break because they also have two other key franchises, which is StarCraft and World of Warcraft. So they were certainly busy on World of Warcraft. That game just became something else. So
Pretty popular.
yeah.
South Park did an episode on it, so you know it was pretty big.
Are these Alaric's people?
God, this South Park did an episode on pretty much anything and everything.
Yep. And this area looks pretty creepy. We'll have to continue on in the next episode of Let's Play Diablo 3. Now we have Leah on our side. She seems like a cool character. She's pretty nice, pretty cool chick.
Yeah, hopefully she
Pretty cute.
helps us out along the run. And I
Definitely.
know Brett admires female character design on video games, so she was definitely one of the better ones I've seen lately in a game.
Yeah, and just to give props also to the female characters in this game that you can choose from. I thought the design was excellent. I just kind of want to give them a shout out right now because I don't know if we're gonna have any female characters, at least for now. But they look great, and it's just kind of a coincidence that we're all dudes for now. I think we're all trying to represent ourselves, so nobody wants to be a girly man. We'll go ahead and end it for now, guys. Make sure to stay tuned. We'll see you in the next episode. Stay trippy.